Welp, here I am on Discord and on Patreon. Just plugging away here at the Star Wars series Andor. Now, this series is it's starting to gain people's attention. I've noticed people commenting in various areas, certain videos that I've watched where people are responding to it. People really didn't like it at first because they said it moved too slowly. But as you watch it, it kind of like it carefully tells a story, and that's what I think I'm way on board for this series, because it is the kind of Star Wars that I like. I like real Star Wars. There's a, you know, I mean, they don't have to explain everything in Star Wars. That's one of the advantages of telling a Star Wars story, but they take the time to develop the characters and really go through fleshing out how a character might actually feel, which I think is a great it's a great way to tell a story. You know, rather than just kind of like, here's the Empire and here's lightsabers and shooting and Darth Vader, and you kind of get sucked into that story pretty quickly. And sometimes you just have to, like, they have to kind of wave their hand a lot. Like, just believe us. Just keep going, you know. And I feel like this story doesn't do that much. There's very little hand waving happening of you trying to, like, you know, just go along with it. And yeah, I'm invested in the story a lot more than a lot of other types of Star Wars stories. So that's why I like it. Cool. So that's a little bit of background for that. And just a heads up for people who haven't watched this up to this point. They've just carried out a pretty awesome hit on the Empire. Probably the first one, I'm assuming, of a couple more that might happen here. And it was successful. They didn't quite get all of the credits that they were trying to pull from the Empire, but they got quite a bit. And that's kind of where this one ended. And it's halfway through this season. I think there's 12 episodes in this season. And there's actually 6 more to go, which is kind of cool. This felt like kind of like almost like a season finale, and yet we're only halfway through the season. So I have no idea where it's going to go next. Yeah, I mean, assuming they're going to chase them. But I also assume that this is the beginning of the rebellion. There's more to it here that we just haven't seen. So excellent. Let's give this a watch, shall we? Here we go.
I found someone I think can help me.
We're vulnerable enough. We need funding, not more people to worry about.
Don't lecture me on vulnerability. No one's more at risk than I am.
It's kind of cool to see that. Sorry, just a little under the hood here. So that character, that woman that we keep seeing, and she's got like her husband who's kind of wrapped up in the Empire. That woman, I think, becomes kind of the leader of the rebellion. She kind of she looks so similar to the one from Star Wars when like everybody else shows up. Is that her name, Mon Mothma? That's who it is. Oh, that is her. Okay, that's what I thought. So it's kind of cool that they're telling her story as well. And I wonder if we're going to start getting some of the pieces of other parts of the rebellion. Yeah, I'm very curious to see where this is going to go. Yeah, she's got to leave her life with her husband there, because he's like neck deep in, you know, the Empire, it seems like. Or maybe he's not. We don't know exactly where her husband stands, but it seems like he's a little pro-Empire. It's great music for this series, by the way. Probably some of the best Star Wars music. Okay, we return to this guy. So he's going to go, the uncle's being called in to call a favor. This is what we don't know what this favor is or what he has to do with the story.
Uncle Hollow's influence is not a thing to be trifled with.
How am I trifling?
He's done us a tremendous favor. The collar.
What about it?
It's high. Everything says something, Cyril.
What is it that you hear my collar saying?
Look at me. I don't believe in myself. I am desperate for approval.
What happened?
Criminals responsible for last night's atrocity on Aldani think they've taken the Empire by surprise. We know the real shock will be when they discover how ready and eager we are to respond. The only question we need to answer is how tight to close our fist.
We will make it clear that no one steals from the Empire.
The use of any local custom, festival, or tradition as cover for rebel activity will trigger permanent revocation of Imperial tolerance.
This is good.
I spoke with Emperor Palpatine last night. No one in this room should have trouble accessing army or naval resources in future.
Man.
Any criminal act will henceforth be branded a Class 1 offence.
You're not pleased.
We're playing straight into their hands.
Okay, that was great. That, to me, right there, that tells you everything you need to know about the writers of this show, right? They are thinking about what would be the correct response from what the Empire should do, and like that whole like this is how we're gonna respond, and it's such a great mirror of the way that dictatorships respond to things like this, right? So it really, I love that. That was just, I don't know, like it wasn't like as far as the scene goes. I mean, just following him around while he's saying things, but it was, I don't know, it really like. I love this show. And that right there just like skyrocketed the show for me. Anyway, I love that.
The rebels. This is exactly what they want. We're treating what happened at Aldhani like a robbery.
What would you call it?
An announcement.
Preliminary 34 Aldhani residents have been taken into custody.
Something's going to happen with these guys. They're going to have to relocate or something.
We need them to overreact.
You can't be serious.
The time has come to force their hand.
Ah, I see.
We'll suffer.
That's the plan.
What a great setup for this. If you think about, like, okay, the way that, some dictatorships try to just kind of ease people into it. I mean, that really is the, when you look at Nazi Germany and when Germany turned, it certainly wasn't an overnight thing. I mean, there are certain events that kind of, pushed it into hyperdrive, but pardon the pun. But it certainly didn't mean that, like, people just had to suddenly decide which side they were on. It wasn't just one event. It was this kind of easing people in. And that's, think about how this episode has gone. It starts off with kind of these like splinter groups that they're controlling that aren't really necessarily full on, the Empire with stormtroopers and Sith Lords and everything going in and destroying places or taking over. It's like kind of like keep people in check carefully, but without pushing them too far. And so now that the rebellion has started, or these little groups are starting to push back, this is a big, bold move against the Empire to reveal their hand, to show who they really are. And they're going to respond by being who they really are, which is going to make the rebels have more like ability to garner, support so that they can actually respond to this Empire. It's great. Yeah, this is like very carefully crafted writing and cinema, like everything about this show. All of the like 6 episodes leading up to that last scene makes tons of sense now. It's so good.
There will be no rules going forward. If you're not willing to risk your conscience, then surrender and be done with it.
He's not wrong. So I'm assuming he doesn't make it, because I don't know if we know who he is in future Star Wars stuff.
There are no small jobs at the Bureau of Standards. Morlana 1.
There's a rebel murderer running free because of corruption and laxity in the corporate authority. I was punished for trying to uphold the law. 2 men dead. Co-workers. I fully intend to clear my name and have my record expunged.
Why don't we start that process now? I'm sure your uncle would approve. Fresh start, eh?
Yeah. There's one of those little robots.
We just...
I love this like soft underbelly of the Empire, the like number crunchers that have to like do the menial tasks. It's great. New character. Don't know who she is. Unless she's like Princess Leia or something. That'd be cool. She certainly looked Leia-like. Is she still too young at this point? Okay. This is 13 years into the Empire. So Leia was born right at the... Yeah, you're right. It's too young. 15, yeah. Yeah, here comes the strong arm of the Empire here. She looks 15. It could I don't know. If they bring in Leia, that would be cool. It would be a great opportunity to do it.
You heard from Cinta?
Oh, yeah. You're right.
She's doing what she was told.
She's the one from the shop.
We have a loose end. Cassian Andor. You need to find him.
You mean kill him? This is what revolution looks like.
Well. So they basically need to get rid of him because they know who Luthen is. Because Luthen's kind of like undercover, hugely undercover.
Cassian! Since when do we lock the door? Where have you been?
Look
at you.
I love that droid. I really do. It's more realistic.
I can't see you, Cass. It's not safe. Ferrix is under Imperial authority.
Someone turned me in.
Tim.
What?
Tim Cardo turned you in. But he's dead now. The Corpus killed him when they were coming after you.
Biggs knew about it?
No, she was coming to warn you, and Tim was trying to stop her or to catch her. I don't know.
We're getting out of here.
To go where?
I've got enough credits to get us anywhere.
I don't think so.
I'll check up on Biggs, and we'll pull out first thing in the morning. All right?
But the first thing...
I suspect something's gotta happen where she just decides it's, you know, she's got to do something more than what she can.
Can I trust you, Jay? I want to tell you something.
Is this personal or political?
Both.
Political? Then I'd suggest you hesitate. I'm afraid you'd find my politics a bit strong for your taste.
Ooh, that's what she needs to hear.
I'm not sure you're aware how far afield some of us have taken our political allegiances these days.
That's exactly what she needs to hear.
The Mon Mothma people think they know. It's a lie. It's a projection. It's a front. There's a good chance they'll miss what I'm really doing.
What are you really doing?
Raising money. I need help.
Raising money for what?
Rebellion.
You haven't answered my question.
No, I won't. Perhaps you find my politics a bit strong for your taste.
Hopefully he's not an Empire plant. I doubt it.
Your crazy boyfriend tries to get me killed, and I'm the villain.
You need to get as far away from here as you can.
That sucks.
I need to know about the other guy. The buyer. Who is he?
I don't know.
You ever talk to him again? Tell him I held up my end of the deal. And he needs to forget about me. And that goes for everybody.
I've done it before.
Be careful, Cass.
You too.
Stop right there. Oh.
This is not a podcast.
That was good.
Don't worry.
It was a flashback, I guess.
Ready, arm!
Oh, wow.
He's back. I was coming to find you.
Here I am.
People are standing up.
Yeah, and getting killed for it.
You have a different path, Cass, and I am not judging you.
Take all the money you found and go and find some peace. You can't stay, and I can't go.
Can I speak now?
No! Tell me you understand. Stop searching for your sister. It's a fantasy. What happened there was not your responsibility. You were a child.
Oh, man. Like, just taking lessons from the filmmakers here and how to help you to feel an emotion. I mean, notice the actress there. Her eyes are kind of filling up with tears there as she's becoming emotional. The music isn't trying to, like, make you feel the emotion. It's just subtle in the background. And it doesn't quite get to its emotional peak. Like, it's not, like, overly emotional. But they could have screwed that scene up royally had they tried to push it on you. And I don't know, like, I actually got a little like, whoa, this is real here. Like, it wasn't as, like, it was just subtle enough that it wasn't over the top. And so it was, I don't know, it worked well for me. I quite enjoyed the way they led up to that, that exchange there. You know, the acting was fantastic. And, exactly. Yeah. When you push the narrative too hard, you lose the audience. But they did it very subtly. So I like it.
I wish to lodge a charge against a fellow supervisor. I believe our sector protocols, as described in the ISB Code of Conduct, are being violated by Supervisor Miro.
Serious charge.
You found a way to access our sector data without ever filing a request.
Is that true?
Yes. I used the Imperial Emergency Act. There is a focused, organized rebel effort.
This is hard, verifiable data you are prepared to present?
Yes, sir. I have a documented file ready to go.
Imagine if everyone in this room played as loose with the rules as you.
Excellent suggestion, Blevin. I'll have to think about that. I'm reassigning the Molana sector to Supervisor Miro. Thank you all for the lively session.
Yeah, she got what she needed. This is interesting. You're like, okay, sorry, this is pause-worthy moment here. This is interesting that I'm in on the Imperial side of things, kind of like almost rooting for her, even though, like, obviously, like, I don't know if that's intentional from the showrunners. If you're kind of like watching this, like, normally you're kind of like, evil is evil and good is good, and they've really blurred a lot of those lines here. I wonder to what extent, yeah, like, will she kind of like follow this sort of progression of doing good and getting a pat on the back and, you know, that sort of upward mobility, but then pull everything off and then go, wait, the Empire is extremely corrupt. Yeah, I wonder if let's see where this goes. Or she just becomes a real, like, you know, turd and nobody likes her. It's very cool. Some Star Wars beats. It's like a party planet then, or like a vacation resort.
What do you think you're doing?
Excuse me?
You a part of it?
Part of what?
Stand right there.
Wait, no.
That's one of those Terminator droids.
Droid assistance, please. Hang on to this one for me.
Charges.
Loitering at the scene of a crime, walking an unleashed...
Okay, now I remember where I've seen that droid before. He's the one that's in Rogue One. Not that one, that specific one. But there is a droid like that, remember? And he's, like, really snarky. He's just got, like he's one of the most... It was a little bit offsetting sometimes because he's got, like, such an attitude. But he was funny. Like, he was actually one of the funnier droids, I think. Yeah. So I always think that, like, maybe they're going to reveal that droid, because we haven't seen any of those droids anywhere in Star Wars except Rogue One, and now you just saw two of them there on the beach, just kind of, yeah, very like, they're a very, like, scary droid, but so I wonder if we're going to get that story. That'll be great if they go and kind of give the backstory for that droid. That'll be awesome.
I'm just a tourist.
Oh, apologies all round then. 6 years.
What?
No, wait.
See, now he's going to be to the rebellion a bit of like a problem, right? Because he knows stuff. Maybe that's why they're worried that he'd get captured by the Empire and then rat out. Yeah, this is great. This, like, I really thought after that last episode that this would become one of those kind of like, okay, now we just kind of like have to pick up the pieces. Kind of, I don't know. I didn't know exactly what I thought it would be. I just didn't think they had much to go on. And if anything, it's just like, it's like they were waiting for that to be over so they could really start telling the story. This is one of the best episodes, in my opinion. I'm sure not everyone will agree with me, but it's such good drama. It's just, all around excellent storytelling, excellent music. The acting is superb, I would say. Really, really top-notch acting. Whoever put this together, they really, like, not only are they a Star Wars fan, they're a, good storytelling fan. So they know how to tell a great story. Quite happy with this. So I'm so excited. It's like the one show that like no one's really watching with me, but I think it's one of my favorites. So thanks a lot, guys. Take care. And I will see you on the next one.